let's get started. My name is Stevie. I'm part of the PhotoDay customer success team. Perfect. Thank you guys so much. Today's webinar is about our landmark features. And like I said, when I was muted, if you guys have any questions as we go along, go ahead and leave them in the Q&A section of the chat. So there's two separate sections. There's the chat that can just be for general chat. But if you have any questions you want me to answer at the end of the webinar, just leave them in the Q&A section. Let's get started. If you are brand new and just getting started with PhotoDay, or if you're already using PhotoDay and you haven't gotten a chance to dive into all the features we have to offer, this is going to be a great webinar for you to watch. Even if you've been using PhotoDay for a while, I feel like I talk to people all the time and they're like, oh, wow, they were in season when we released it or whatever, and they didn't get the chance to actually check out the features. So this will be a really good one. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming, and sorry about the audio issues. All right, let's jump into it. So the best way to predict the future is to create it. So here at PhotoDay, that's really exactly what we're doing, creating the future of volume photography. I think a few years back when we started, the idea of tools like FaceFind or sharing your images online and instant online galleries seemed completely unreal. We went for it, and now years later, these tools are helping so many photographers streamline their business and make more money and have less time at their desk. So we're not just keeping up with the times, we're shaping what is next. Now, here is our agenda. I'm going to be talking through each of these landmark features. I'm going to go over what each of them are and kind of how they're useful, why you should implement them. And then at the end of all the slides, I'm going to give you guys a demo of what the features are going to look like from a customer's perspective. So I'm going to start by going over some of our newer additions, and then I'm going to dive into the classics as well before the demo. So let's see. All right, getting started with organization pages. So this is one of our newer releases. This one is awesome. So if you are photographing multiple jobs for one organization, whether it's, doing multiple sports for one high school, or even if you're just doing school photos or a league's photos season over season, you can use organization pages to give one central page for the organization to find all the jobs that you've done with them. So these are going to be a great way to give the organization something that they can reference, whether it's a parent that's looking for a specific gallery, whatever it may be. They can add it to their website. You could have a page on your website where you have all your organization pages listed. It could also be added to like tangible marketing, like a poster as a QR code. And the great thing about organization pages is that the link is going to stay the same over time. So it will be a constant resource year over year. It never changes. And I'm going to show you guys an example of some marketing with a QR code that has an org page on it once I get into the demo. So stay tuned for that. But establishing the org page for each organization that you photographed is going to build that consistency. So they're going to know where to look whenever they need to access any galleries. Even if you're creating new galleries often for the organization, they're going to be able to go to that one page and find what they need. If you're doing photos season over season, this is also going to allow customers to go back to old galleries and even, either place an order they forgot to make or, place a second sale in an older gallery if you leave the galleries active. So, this one is newer. It does give more purpose to adding each job that you set up to an organization. That has existed for a long time, but for a while, it was just kind of an internal tool to keep the contact information and send marketing through PhotoDay to organizations. But now it is connected because there are customer-facing pages for the organization. And then trailing off of org pages, so gallery lookup. So this feature was kind of released as a second phase for org pages, which is going to make private galleries accessible if they're listed as one of the jobs on the org page. So gallery lookup is a feature for use with private galleries to give customers a way to search for their private access code. So whether you're using org pages and the customer clicks on a private job, with that, they're going to be brought right into the gallery lookup feature if you turn that on. But you could also use the gallery lookup as a standalone link. So if you are doing a private gallery and you haven't created an organization page yet, you're going to be able to send just a single gallery lookup link from the settings of the job so that people can look up their access code. Now, the way it works is the customer is going to have to enter qualifying information in order to return their private access code. So at minimum, they're going to have to enter the first name and last name of the subject they're looking for and one other piece of info. And this is set up by you. So they need to enter at least one other piece of information besides the first and last name, but you can actually add up to 3 additional pieces of data. So that can kind of pack on the security if you want to make it more secure. So the information that they enter to search for their access code is going to need to match what you have uploaded for that subject in the data. So you'll see the fields in the screenshot that I have up here, and I'll show you guys in the live demo exactly how it looks. But with the additional pieces of data, you're going to have the option to give either a drop down where they can kind of choose from choices that are in the data, or you can do exact text. So a good example of a piece of data that I would add a drop down for would be like grade or teacher. You don't want to have them enter exactly what you have in the data. So a drop down is more appropriate for those cases because it is going to be, it needs to be an exact match, from what's in the data. But exact text would be great for like student IDs. So that is that. But, we have we have email marketing for our private galleries, and that is how the access codes are getting out to each individual person. But this is going to give a way that you can actually market a general link, that's the same for everybody, where everyone can go and just search for their private gallery. So this would be useful if you don't have emails at all. This is a great way to still use private galleries when you don't have emails. But even if you do have emails, I really, really recommend adding this into what you're sending out. So whether the organization or the school is sending out this link for you, once pictures are ready or in advance, or if you use an org page and it is just in there on the organization landing page, I would use this even if you have emails, to cover multiple approaches. So I think that's super important when you're selling online. You want to make sure, send emails, have the school send out something, take multiple lines of communication. So yeah, if you guys are using private galleries and you have not looked into gallery lookup yet, please do so. I think every single person who's using private galleries should use gallery lookup. And you could also put this on a QR code and have in-person marketing, maybe in the front office of the school or at the event you're doing. You can actually put a QR code where people can find their private gallery using gallery lookup on tangible marketing now, whereas you really couldn't before we released this because each person had their own individual access code. All right, so that one's a must. Next is yearbook selection. So if any of you guys need to allow customers to select their yearbook photo, you're now going to be able to have that be done in the PhotoDay galleries with our yearbook selection feature. So this one is actually the newest feature I think I'll talk about today. This one was long requested, and it can really be used in a lot of different ways. If you're doing, obviously with yearbook, but even if you're doing like banners and you need them to select their preferred banner photo, you can use it for that as well. So you're actually able to have them select up to 2 chosen photos. So you could just do one, but you can also do two. For instance, if you're doing a formal pose and a casual pose, you can set up two separate selections. You're going to be able to rename them. So like, for instance, with the banner example, you could name it banner photo instead of yearbook. So it is very flexible in that way. You're also going to be able to add a description that's going to display when the customer goes to make their choice, in case you need to let them know, like, make sure it's a smiling photo or not black and white or whatever. You're going to have the ability to add a little blurb of text in there. Now, you'll also have to set a deadline. So, all yearbook selections are going to have to be made by that deadline. It can only be set once. And I think this is another way to kind of create a sense of urgency for people to get in the gallery. So we have the automatic emails and texts, and that information is also going to be included in that marketing. So your customers are going to be notified about the yearbook selection deadline in those. And then we also have an additional email series that we added that reminds them as it gets up to a week before, 3 days, a day before. So I think this is a great way to, get people into the gallery, of course to order, but they're going to go in immediately, even if it's just to select their yearbook photo. And then hopefully that pushes them to go ahead and place their order as well. Now, this does work along with our exports feature. So, you can, once the yearbook deadline has passed, you're going to be able to use everybody's selection as the featured photos for your exports. And that way you can just send the yearbook export right to the school and you're done. So this is super, super awesome. And it makes it very easy. And I'll show you guys what it looks like in a minute. All right, now moving on to a classic, advance pay. So advance pay is our solution to prepay. You guys may or may not be familiar with how prepay works on PhotoDay, but it's basically going to be where you can sell credit amounts to your customers in advance that they apply towards their order when pictures are ready. The purpose of using advance pay is to get your customers committed to ordering prior to pictures being ready. So this is, if you haven't implemented advance pay, if you're still on the fence, I highly recommend it. It helps boost your results in a lot of ways. So when our team was, figuring out which way to design our prepay solution, we really wanted to make an option where people weren't tied into, whatever package they chose in advance. So for instance, when you're selling packages in advance instead of credit amounts, they might buy the basic package, the lowest package. And then when they go into the gallery, maybe they love all the pictures, but since they've chosen the lowest package, they're less likely to choose to buy more. So having an actual prepaid credit to use gives them the ability to choose, as much as they want and all the photos they want. And they're not tied to a specific package. So that in most cases is going to lead to a larger order, than what they prepaid. So now there are a lot of different ways to use advance pay. Some people use it as a required deposit in order to be photographed. And then we also have something called an advance pay offer, which means that, advance pay is optional, but if people choose to participate, they get a reward for doing so. So that can be free shipping or a dollar amount or percentage off. It's important to give an incentive for advance pay. It won't really make sense to sell advance pay if there's no, reward or benefit for doing so. So whether that's they'll be photographed if they buy a credit, or, if they're going to get a special offer, you do need to tie some sort of incentive to it. I did a whole webinar on advance pay a bit ago. I would say like maybe a month and a half. Maybe we could drop that link in the chat, but yeah, I'll show you guys how to set it up in that webinar and go over all the details and the different ways you can use it in detail in that webinar. So, but if you are transitioning from, a traditional paper or prepay workflow to online, I would recommend using advance pay. That way you're not missing out on getting those sales before or at the shoot. Okay, Capture app. So the Capture app is PhotoDay's matching solution for private galleries. If you have a need for giving each individual that you're photographing private galleries, then you are going to be using the Capture app to match everybody up. Essentially, you are using the app on the day of the shoot to take a picture of each subject and match it with their name. And then once images are uploaded, the system is going to use Face Find technology to sort everybody's photos using that reference photo. So, instead of using barcodes or QR codes, the Capture app makes it super, super easy to identify each subject. I know, you may have to photograph in order or, have a printed QR code that everybody gets a picture taken with before they get their actual photo. So that is cut out of the equation with the Capture app. When I'm working with people who are just getting started with PhotoDay, I would say that the Capture app is like one of the most positive parts of their experience because, you get nervous and you're not sure, you want to have faith in it, but you have to just jump in and test it. And then it ends up being one of the quickest and easiest parts of the entire thing. So we released Capture in, I think, 2019. I was just getting started at PhotoDay at that time. So it was amazing then, but our team has worked so hard to bring it to an amazing place. They've been fine tuning it and, just improving the experience ever since. So for sure, it's a really good one. Okay, so let's get into some post-processing services that we offer. You can use PhotoDay's knockout service if you have a need for extractions with your job to extract the subject off the background of each image. So the cool thing about knockouts right off the bat is that it's super quick results. Some knockout services, you might have to wait a little bit to get them back. With PhotoDay, it takes just a couple of minutes. It really depends on how many images you're uploading, but it is very, very quick. So you can knock out images with any background. It does not just have to be like a green screen or a gray screen or whatever. So, I see people use it with outdoor backgrounds, with backdrops. It does a really great job. Now, to go over the cost, knockouts cost 2 credits and credits are 10 cents a piece. So that means they are 20 cents an image. And on the same note, which I don't have a slide for, we also have color correction. If you have a need for that, either you can use it together with knockouts or you could just use color correction. And that is 1 credit, so 10 cents an image. So you can transfer your knocked out images once you get them knocked out. If you want to use our backgrounds feature, which I'll go over in a bit, you can just transfer them right into the gallery. Or you can download them out and do further editing or compositing if that's what you need. But knockouts makes it really easy for you to just handle your extractions in the same place that you're selling the images. And yeah, like I said, you can use backgrounds and just transfer them right in. So now, second part of that is backgrounds. So backgrounds is going to allow you to give your customers the choice of background for each item that they're ordering. So you can either knock your images out outside of PhotoDay and just upload PNGs right into the gallery, or you can use PhotoDay's knockout service and transfer them, which is super, super quick. Now, the way it works is you attach collections to the job. So first you go into your store tab and upload the different collections you want to create. And then you just attach them to each job accordingly. So for example, you can have fall backgrounds, sports backgrounds, school, and you can assign multiple collections to a job. You can have 12 backgrounds per collection, and you can add as many collections as you want to the job. I would recommend keeping it simple because I think there's such a thing as analysis paralysis where people get paralyzed by too many decisions. So do with that what you will, but there's no limit really. So you will have to choose a default background. So by default, you'll choose the background that each image shows up on right when they enter the gallery. But then when they go into the product customization, they're going to be able to customize each background. And it's actually for each item that they're buying. So it's not, just one background for every photo, or they have to pay extra or whatever. They have full customization. And for even in packages, they can choose a different background for each image. So, in the case with like school photos where, maybe you're doing headshots and you have a little bit of variety, but you can't do much. Backgrounds is going to help you broaden, the inventory of images you have, because they can choose different backgrounds, which leads to larger sales. So now moving on to digital bundles. So this is another newer addition to the platform. And this feature is allowing you to give scaled discounts the more digital images the customer purchases. So previously, before this feature existed, you needed to create digital packages, and each package kind of had to have a different number of images, like exactly. So this helps you kind of cut down on the package choices. As a matter of fact, you can kind of take out your digital only packages if you're using digital download bundles, which helps people with that analysis paralysis thing when they actually look at your packages. But it does a really great job at checkout of promoting buying multiple digital images. Digitals are a high value product, and they're also low margins because they don't have lab cost. So they're also becoming more and more popular. I would say data shows that they're probably the most popular product sold, especially in 2024. So digital bundles is going to help you put that product front and center and, show people what discounts you're giving, so that will just promote their purchase. Now, there are two different options with digital bundles. So you can either do a tiered discount. That means that the more images they buy, the cheaper they become. And then we also have a max bundle option, which is just going to give customers a deal once they hit a certain number of images. So I will show you guys how that looks to the customer. And let's move on to bulk shipping. Okay, so if you have the need to ship all orders to one place, like to the school or the league or the organization, we do have a bulk shipping option. It is only available with Miller's Lab and if you're using private galleries. We need the data in the private galleries to properly sort the orders. So that is why it is only available with private, but just so you know. So essentially, you're setting a date that the order processes, and the customers have the opportunity to avoid a shipping charge and have their order shipped directly to the school or league. So there's two different ways it can work. You can either give customers an option between including their order in the bulk shipment or paying for drop shipping, or you can do bulk only and just have all orders included in the bulk shipment. A lot of jobs may just have the need for bulk shipping. So this is a great feature to have for that. But, if you have a job where, you're concerned about charging shipping or, whatever it may be, you can, bulk shipping has a lot of benefits. So I would consider using it. First of all, the lab cost is a little bit lower when the orders are included in the bulk shipment. So that's one benefit. And then also, not only do your customers not have to pay for shipping, but you also don't have to pay for shipping if the order meets a $15 minimum lab cost. So as long as you have enough orders with that add up to $15 in lab cost, the shipping is free today to you as well. So, and then the last benefit of bulk shipping is that it's another way to create a sense of urgency. So you're setting a date that orders have to be placed in order for it to be shipped to the school or shipped to you. And they save on shipping then. So that's going to be helping encourage people to get in there and place their order by the deadline. And our marketing automatically notifies them of the bulk shipping date, and every reminder we send, the date's going to be included. And then there's a countdown as well as the bulk shipment date nears. So let's go to retouching. So retouching is another sweet customer-facing feature that's available with PhotoDay. Retouching is essentially an add-on product that you can make available to customers when they're putting together their order. So obviously, as a professional photographer, you're going through, you're editing the photos and getting them ready for the customer to view. But offering retouching is going to, kind of take away that work from you of removing those extra blemishes and stuff like that that the customer may want removed. So our retouching removes blemishes. It does some basic skin softening. It removes red eye. It takes care of minimal flyaways and things of that nature. Nothing crazy. So if you have like a whole strand of hair, may not get that. But I am always blown away by how the retouching looks. I know some people are, on the fence about putting that in the hands of a technology or, taking that away from doing it themselves. So I'm here to say that the results are amazing. You'll see an example here. And it always looks really, really natural. It's not overly softened or anything like that. So if you're constantly running into customers, wanting additional retouching once they see images, or if you're coming from paper and you're used to, offering a little checkbox where they can pay $5 extra and get additional retouching, this is a great alternative. So you just turn on retouching in your price sheet, and that's going to allow them to add it to their order at checkout. So they pay for it per photo. So if they're just buying one photo in their whole order, they only have to pay one retouching cost, but for each image they want retouched, they have to pay that amount that you set. And then they're going to be retouched automatically before they get sent to the lab or before they get sent digitally. So, and also retouching is going to make you some extra revenue. It does have a unit cost associated. So it has a cost, and then, there are fees associated, but aside from that, it's going to make you extra money and you don't have to do anything. So it's a great way to offer this to your customers, give them the option to add it to their images, and also take the work off of you. So, okay, guys, let's get into the demo. Let me share my screen. So give me 1 second. Now, I'm going to be showing you guys the customer experience and how it's going to look when you're using all of these features. If you guys need an in-depth walkthrough of setting up any of the features on the studio side, I would recommend checking out support articles, or you could reach out to our chat. I really wanted to dial in on, how it looks for the customer and what the benefit is to your customer when you're adding these things in. So didn't want to bore you guys with a step-by-step button clicking setup. But we do have those resources available. Okay, so starting off with, I have an example piece of marketing here, and this is showcasing the organization page, and that's what's behind this QR code. So if the parent scans the QR code, they're going to be brought right into the org page. This is a general school flyer, so it basically, it can be posted, it can be year-round. I mean, you could even have it up forever because the organization page never changes. So it basically just says, did you miss purchasing photos? Scan the QR code below to view this year's photo galleries. I think once you start, figuring out exactly how you can use org pages, I think that it's important to put it on some marketing and put it out there, because I think that's the best part about it. So, all right. So once you click into the organization page, a couple of things here. Now, I mentioned the link stays the same forever. So as far as setup goes, what you'll need to do first is create a studio identifier in your settings. So mine, I'm Stevie Studios. So mine is my.photoday.com/s/Stevie Studios. And then for each organization page, you're going to create the link for that. So Stevie Elementary School. And this is their link forever. Now, diving into what all is on the organization page, this is going to be the organization logo. So when you go in and you're setting things up, add the organization's logo, and that's going to kind of give a more personalized look to the page. Next is going to be the actual organization name. I know a lot of people who've been using PhotoDay for a while, may have been using organizations more internally. So make sure before you put these live and give them to the organizations that you're kind of adjusting the name and making it look pretty and, more clear. So now what it also shows is your contact information front and center up here. I think this is cool because it can kind of make the organization page the school's go-to, or the school or the organization's go-to page for all the things that you offer. So if they need to contact you for whatever reason, that lives right here. Now, this is showing all the galleries that are attached to the organization page right now. Over on the right here, I have my private galleries for fall. And then I have the spring gallery, which is in draft right now. So it says coming soon. And then there is an advanced pay gallery for the graduation. So this one's going to take you right into private gallery lookup, which I'll show you in a bit. This one takes them to the advanced pay. And then this one is coming soon, but you can also get gallery lookup there, and they can go ahead and sign up for text message reminders early. So yeah, let's jump into an advanced pay gallery. Okay, so first things first, it asks them if they want to subscribe to text updates or not. And then it kind of walks them through advanced pay. So a couple of things here. Number one, it tells them prepay with advanced pay. They'll get free shipping on orders of $35 or more if they purchase an advanced pay credit. If you purchase advanced pay, it's going to automatically apply to your order when pictures are ready. So this just kind of gives them the lowdown on what advanced pay is and what benefit they're going to get. And the offer it displays here is going to be dependent on what you attach in the job's settings. Now, before I show you exactly what purchasing the credit looks like, I did want to point out preview storefront. So when you're setting up advanced pay, there's going to be a toggle for preview storefront. That's going to allow your customers to see your pricing when, you know, they go in and they're trying to decide which amount to buy or whether they want to buy it or not. So that is that. I think this is super helpful. You know, if people are asking you what your pricing is going to be, you can turn on preview storefront and point them to an advanced pay gallery. Now I'm going to click select an advanced pay credit. So here it's going to display the different amounts that you're offering. I have 2 in this case. You can offer up to 4. And you can also add descriptions to each one. So like I have a description for the $35 credit, and that's going to display down here. So they'll choose which amount they want. They can up the quantity if they want to buy multiple. And then another toggle at advanced pay setup is having them add their subject's name in. So that can help you identify who has bought the credit. And then from there, they just click checkout and they complete the checkout. It's pretty simple. Now, let's get into what private gallery lookup looks like. I'm going to be going into my fall job. So once you click into any private job that has gallery lookup turned on, they're going to be prompted to enter the information in order to pull up their gallery. So I'm going to enter my example student's first name and then last name. Now here's where those drop downs or exact text inputs live. So for grade, I just chose to do a drop down. I think this is important. Like, you know, for instance, if you just have for grade, if you just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in your data, a parent might come in and enter like 8th grade or whatever. That's not going to return their results. It's not intelligent enough at this point to assume that they meant 8. So for things like that, I would just recommend using a drop down. And then for student ID, obviously probably wouldn't do a drop down for this one. So this one, they just type in, and I'm going to type in the student ID, and then it brings you right into the gallery. So let's get into yearbook selection. So once I'm in the private gallery that has yearbook selection set up, it does show their photos down here like usual, but then it's also going to show that they need to go in and select a yearbook photo. This is where it's going to show that description that you entered during setup. You can add as much as you want. There's actually a lot of space to kind of put a larger paragraph if you need to give a lot of information. If you have more than one selection, it's going to list both of those here, and you can kind of explain that in the instructions. And then down here, it's going to show you the deadline. So once they click get started, this is how it looks. So I just have one yearbook photo they need to select. So I'm going to go with this one and then just confirm the selection and says thanks, and then it prompts them to go in and shop from there. You're going to be able to see everybody's chosen photo as they come in your photos tab. So you'll be able to keep track of that as you go. Okay, now I'm going to hop into the gallery. Oh no, I just missed it on. Oh no, I'm in here. All right. I've already favorited. So obviously next thing is favoriting the photos they want to buy. You'll notice here in this example, I have knocked out images. So these images are images where they can change the background. If they click into it, it's going to tell them more backgrounds are available in the storefront. And I'll show you guys the customization option, but I'm going to favorite some photos. But in this example, I use knockouts. I transfer them back into the gallery, and then I had the system transfer both the regular PNGs that are on a backdrop, and then also, the regular JPEGs and the cutout PNGs on backgrounds. So you can either just do the knockouts, or you can do the knockouts and the original photos. It's up to you. All right, so let's get into customizing a product, and I'll show you how it looks for the customer to choose their background. Let's go an 8x10. So if you're selecting a photo that's a PNG, it's going to show this backgrounds button here. And if they click in, they're going to be able to see all the backgrounds choices that are available. So going to customize that and continue shopping. And then they can go in and choose that same image again with a different background. So yeah. Now getting into digital bundles, and I'm taking a step back here. So under the featured tab, right here at the top, if you have digital bundles turned on, that is going to display front and center to the customers. So like I said, we're kind of trying to put digitals in the front and center, and this will push them towards, they'll want to click in and see what this is automatically. So it tells them how much they'll save. If they click buy now, it's going to show the different numbers of photos. This is a tiered discount example. So this is tiered pricing, and it shows if they buy one, it's $29.99. If they buy two, it's $26.99, and so forth. So they select the number of images. And then with backgrounds, again, they're going to be able to choose the background for digitals as well. Going to go through and customize. Let's see. And then review and finish. All right, so once they go in and they're checking out their cart, this is where retouching is going to be put out in front of them. It does show them some examples of retouching, so they're able to kind of see what it looks like, and then they can choose to add retouching to the photos they ordered. So here's where they'll click and just click add. Now this is cool too, because if they click into the digital bundle, it's going to show them they could add another high-res download and save even more, which is going to bring the price per photo down to $23.99. So again, our card is kind of showing them that they can save even more if they add more. And then from there, they just proceed to check out. And that is pretty much it for the customer experience. I'm going to come back to my slides now. Give me 1 second. Let's see. All right. So we are here to support you. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with our bubble or not, but down in the bottom right-hand corner of your PhotoDay account, you're going to be able to access our support chat. We have a super quick response time. We are real people, and our entire team is here to help you as you get started. So if you're just getting started, please come in the bubble, let us know. You can schedule a call with us to get started. Or if you have questions about setup, about stuff like this, or any question in the world, please ask us. Now, the cost of PhotoDay, we only get paid when you get paid. So here are the costs, and included in the costs are all of our awesome features like I went over today. And as well as all the resources we offer and, the team that's behind you. So PhotoDay is awesome. I definitely recommend checking it out if you have not. Wait, did I get a question? Nope. Good. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching today. You're awesome as always. I hope you guys have a great day. And I'll see you later. Bye.